Good evening, and welcome to the St. Petersburg by Night Broadcasting Network. Tonight, we present to you our Werewolf the Apocalypse Chronicle, Hellhounds.
Welcome to another St. Pete by Night revamped production. The following is rated for mature audiences and may contain graphic themes that will be distressing to some viewers. As always, we recommend you ensure the safety and well-being of yourself and those around you at all times. Viewer discretion is advised.
In the heart of night, we rise from shadows, howling at the moon, igniting our battles, cleansing Gaia of an endless fight, until our final days we will fight. Thanks, man, we stand united as one. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the grave can tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hand. Together we rise, take our final stand. Everywhere we run, the wind is at our back. All the world's forces we will track. From the depths of the ocean to the clouds in the sky, vampires tremble as we learn to fight. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Evil spirits lurking with horror and dread. Little light leads us where the grave can tread. Glory and honor, wisdom in our hands. Together we rise, take a final stand. Rage across Tampa, in this fight we'll stay. Everywhere with the pack, let the night be our guide. In battles of honor, we shall never hide. We'll never hide.
Good evening and welcome to the St. Pete by Night Entertainment Network, where we play St. Petersburg by Night, a massive multiplayer 5th edition World of Darkness Chronicle set in the city of St. Petersburg, Florida. My name is Kent, also known as Kent on all social media, and I am the lead storyteller of St. Petersburg by Night. And it's Friday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Hellhounds, our second Werewolf the Apocalypse 5th edition Chronicle set in the city of Tampa, right across the bay from St. Petersburg, where a young pack of Guru from Michigan have come down to act as reinforcements to the Sept of the Evening Star. And they have been taking their lickings and keep on ticking as they have tried to come into their own as Guru, as people, as adults, because this is a group of young kids, teenagers really, who have been growing up and learning, but they come from very rough origins and aren't necessarily the first round draft picks of Guru, really showing the state of things, to say the least, in the world of darkness overall. But if you enjoy what you've been seeing and you've been following along with St. Pete by Night, go follow St. Pete by Night on all of that social media you see in the description down below. And if you're really interested, why not come join our amazing community by following that Discord link in the description, where you could join 200 plus other community members in our Discord community. We have tons of opportunities to join in on activities and other wonderful discussions that are taking place in our Discord community. So come join us. Now, this story couldn't be told without some amazing players to tell it, so let's go ahead and introduce those players now. Players, go ahead and introduce yourselves, if you please.
Hello everyone, my name is Jay, and I'll be playing Deadbeat, the Bonar Haroon, who didn't fuck up this time.
Hi everyone, my name's Nikki, and I'll be playing Delphine Ruinspeaker, the Silent Strider Theurge, who also didn't fuck up this time.
Hello, everyone. I am Ben. I'll be playing Raymond Gorn, the Ghost Council Philodox, and I maybe fuck up. We'll see.
Hello there, I'm Caity, and I'm playing Aurora Rory Woods, the Bonar Galliard, and we'll see if she fucks up tonight.
Hello, everyone. I'm Lilith, and I'll be playing Juniper Camine, the Ragabash Black Fury, who also never fucks up.
Hello, everyone. I am Nori, and I'll be guest starring as Malicious Jester, the Black Fury Galliard, who is somewhat overworked and tired of the shit.
So, last week, the pack was sent to investigate what we are dubbing Stepford Hell, a location up in Old Seminole Heights that has been infested, or really infected, by the plague of plants that have been coming out of Piney Point. This particular location has been infected because the residents that have taken up life in this location have exhibited signs of infection in their behavior and in their physicality. Now, things have gone from bad to worse, as noticed by one member of this pack who decided to visit this location a little bit earlier than the rest of the pack, when Juniper decided to scout out this location on her own a week prior, only to be ambushed by the residents of this community and almost nearly taken down to unconsciousness and possibly killed by them. Luckily, if it weren't for her mentor Stakes, who was able to drag her to safety, things could have gotten a lot worse. So when the pack arrived, along with Charles and Jester, to investigate the scene, they found a rather unusual and grisly sight. Many of the residents were found dead. Others were found mangled and destroyed. The pack split up into two groups investigating the houses. One group finding the dead residents in one house. Raymond finding a photo showing that Juniper had, in fact, come to the site early and proving her guilt of having been investigating on her own, outside or in an extracurricular manner. The other group went to the other side of the neighborhood and found an even more horrifying sight, where they found body parts and mangled remains piled together with these fungal growths connecting them. When they went to investigate further, this fungus seemed to cause these body parts to grow together and move, and this mass to start lurching towards them. The group of Jester, Deadbeat, Delphine, and Rory battled this growth and managed to dispatch it. Now, the pack's mission had been to bring back a living specimen. They didn't necessarily do that. Instead, what they brought back was a hand. A moving hand, completely removed from any body. This disembodied hand that moves on its own would have to do as evidence enough. The group was then told to leave the scene, as Charles, Jester, and Stakes would remain behind to clean up whatever was left on the scene. And that's when the pack had a bit of a disagreement as to what would happen next. As everyone was preparing to leave, Juniper decided that she wanted to remain behind to ensure that her mentor, Stakes Her Claim, would make it out and be okay. Raymond and the rest of the pack didn't necessarily agree with this plan and wanted Juniper to go with them, as she had been told to do by Charles. When Ray tried to force Juniper into the van to leave the scene, Juniper broke free deciding to run from the rest of the pack back towards the neighborhood. So this is where we begin our scene tonight, almost immediately where we left off. The scene is yours.
Seeing Juniper rip away from me and sprint off, having the back door of the van open. God damn it. Okay. Give me 5 minutes, and I will see if I can get her back.
Delphine's going to just give Ray a look. Just saying, if we're Brit Litany Breakers, me and Deadbeat, she definitely is one now, too.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But I can't leave her here. I need to make sure we all get it back. We all get back.
We were
5 minutes.
You better run fast, soldier boy. Andale, andale.
In 5 minutes, we'll leave with this and take it to Eliza, like we were told.
Good. If not back, just leave. And I will shut the door of the van and sprint after Juniper.
Okay. Juniper and Ray, I need you to make opposing stamina and athletics rolls, as this is a feat of, well, athleticism in running, but also a bit of stamina involved to see who runs out of breath first in this feat.
Am I still at 2 rage?
Yes. Actually, I would say probably in this, you'd go up to 3 rage, as she is
That makes
blatantly
sense.
disobeying you as pack leader, and is making matters a whole lot worse after you already have to have a conversation with her about something pretty serious.
Am I still at 3 rage as well?
Yes.
I got 6 with a crit.
I got 4 successes.
Okay, so Ray, bounding with long strides across the street, you are able to catch up and gain on Juniper pretty quickly. What do you want to do?
At this point, I want to stop her, so I'm going to try to tackle her.
All right, give me a strength and brawl. Juniper, you can either try to avoid with a dexterity and athletics, or you can try to block with a strength and brawl of your own.
I'm going to try and block.
Okay.
Just for clarity's sake, have they drawn enough attention from Charles, Stakes, and I?
Give me a wits and awareness, Jester. However, it's not going to be a very high difficulty.
I got a brutal?
Okay.
Yeah, with 2 successes, but also with a brutal.
Well, that's an additional... that is a critical.
Okay,
You are
okay.
trying to do damage, theoretically, so...
So, yeah, brutal, 6 successes.
Okay.
I just rolled 7 successes with a crit.
Okay. So, as Ray leaps toward Juniper, attempting to tackle, Juniper grabs Ray and almost hip tosses him over, slamming him down to the ground, doing, we'll say, 1 point of superficial damage as he slams his back down on the ground. Jester, what'd you get on your wits and awareness?
3 successes.
Yeah, you hear them. It's not hard to tell that there is an altercation happening at the entryway to the neighborhood.
I'm going to actually turn from whatever conversation I was having with Charles and Stakes and just cross my arms. I'll watch. Look at it. I'll glance at Charles and Stakes and be like, "This is what you put up with every day."
Charles looks over towards Jester with a slightly bemused smirk. Yes. Stakes, in her lupus form, just stares at the entryway, and you can actually see the hair on the back of her neck start to stand up.
Not seeing any of this as I'm looking down at Ray, kind of just like holding him on the ground, just like seethe between my teeth, like, what the fuck are you doing? I just said I just want to make sure they get out, okay?
Hip toss took the air out of me a little bit, and so from the ground, a little bit panting, trying to regain that air. I know. You said you were just taking a look, but we need to leave. We have our mission. And I trust Stakes to be able to make it back. And Stakes trust us to complete this mission. We need to go.
Not all of us have to go. It's fine if there's a scout. It's fine. It'll be fine. You don't know. You don't know.
I don't know if they'll encounter anything, but those three are probably the strongest people in the Sept, and I'm sure they can handle themselves. I know that you are worried about Stakes, but we have a mission, and I know that doesn't sound like a good reason, but for what we're doing, for what we were tasked to do, this is important. We need to go. Do you not trust Stakes to be able to get out of here safely?
We barely got out of here the first time.
But you made it out. Didn't you?
I don't want them to have to go through what happened. I don't know how many more are left. I just want to make sure they get out. And if only I'm behind, it'll be fine.
If you stay behind and any of them notice, you are now a liability to them. I'm not saying that you're not willing to fight for them or that you would be able to put up a good fight. But now they're worried about you. Now they have to watch out for you. Are you willing to put that burden on them just to make sure that they get out?
It's not like I'm going in there again. I'm just going to keep a watchful eye from a safe distance away.
It doesn't matter. Your presence here creates variables that are not accounted for. Please just listen to me. Let's go. Didn't you say the last time we talked that we would listen to each other? That we would actually put some trust towards each other? Isn't that what we talked about?
I'm gonna just huff and not answer the question and instead look around and see if our scuffle here has caused any what's the word I'm looking for?
Has gained any notice?
Yes, that. Thank you.
Pretty obvious with the three Elder Guru standing in the middle of the road, staring at you.
ST, I have a question.
Sure.
How far away did the two of them get?
Probably across the street in the entry driveway to the complex.
And we can see that Juniper is kind of pinning Ray.
I wouldn't say pinning. She kind of hip tossed and threw him. I don't think she like grappled him or stayed on top of him.
Okay. Can I reach in the back, grab my crossbow, and just level it, pointing at Juniper's leg?
You are across the street in the van, aren't you? Or do you want to like actually get out of the van and like by the door?
Yeah, she's gonna open the door to give herself a better vantage and just kind of level it, getting ready to shoot her in the leg if needed.
Yeah, you can do that.
When Juniper looks over, I'll be like eating some nuts out of a baggie and they'll just be like, "Oh, hey, you guys finished?"
I'm just gonna kind of growl softly and look back down at Ray. Oh, great. They've noticed because you could just fucking leave this alone.
This whole problem wouldn't have started if you didn't leave it alone. Now let's go.
Wouldn't have been a problem if you would have just let me make sure that our fucking people made it out okay.
Oh, good lord, people. Could you stop arguing? Jesus.
Or are you just used to letting your comrades fall behind in battle?
I will get up. And I will go to my full height standing over Juniper.
I'll match it. I'll stand up at my full height and look him square in the eyes.
The reason I am emphasizing that we need to leave is because I don't want that to fucking happen again. Now get back to the fucking car.
Fuck you, Ray.
Let's go.
I look back to Stakes, Charles, and Jester just staring, literally, metaphorically eating popcorn, watching us right now. And I'm so angry. I just fucking like fist my hand and glare at Ray. Can I look over at the van?
Yeah. Give me wits and awareness.
Okay. I got a brutal outcome, and then I also got a crit. And then I also got 2 more successes after that.
So brutal outcome dictates an automatic failure. So you don't catch anything. You don't notice anything. I mean, you can see the van, but you're not going to see Rory with the crossbow trained on you. It's too dark across the street. I will say that you will gain a compulsion. And that compulsion will be dominance.
Haven't I already been doing that?
Yeah.
Feeling a lot of complex emotions right now, and knowing that the three of them are just kind of looking at me and probably finding some weird level of amusement watching this, having all my fucking plans ruined to just make sure that they got out okay by a man in front of me with a superiority complex, and the rest of my pack not leaving. I square up even more. And even though I know this will probably get me in more trouble than it's worth, I narrow my eyes and say, make me. Not like you can make anybody else do anything you want.
At this point, a growl and a bark comes from the driveway.
Turn to look.
You can see that Stakes has her complete attention focused on Juniper, and that the scruff on the back of her neck is standing up.
Seems like, in my opinion, Stakes thinks it's a good idea for us to fucking leave. And I could force you. We could fight right here. But that's not good for anyone. Especially you in the current situation.
It'd also just be embarrassing for you, seeing as how you're not the best fighter. At least from what I've heard between you and Deadbeat.
Never claimed to be. But I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses. So, will you go to the car? Or do you want to start an even bigger scene and make an even bigger problem? Make a choice.
I look back at Stakes, just the need to protect her and make sure that everyone just makes it back home, and just like the overwhelming feelings of this whole thing going sideways, and still needing to like grasp onto some sort of control of it all. I look back at Ray. You ruined all of this. And if they get hurt because you're trying to have some fucking pack leader authority moment right now and not letting me stay, this is gonna be on you. You've already shown that you can't fucking keep any of us together. And I'm sure that even Deadbeat would be a better leader than you.
If you want to put the blame on me, go for it. I don't really care. But it seems like to me, from the evidence that I found, you ruined this way before the whole situation. So, you can think what you want, but you can think while going to the fucking car.
You first.
I will just stand there until she moves.
Storyteller, about how long have they been at this now, would you say?
Probably about 10 minutes.
Rory's gonna take the shot.
Okay, give me a composure and firearms.
I'd like to say, for at least what Deadbeat's doing right now, I'm just very obviously looking out the window, just like trying my hardest not to laugh my ass off, but just very obviously amused by the whole thing, because the feeling, seeing this go down and knowing what I did in the first set meeting and now what Juniper is doing right now is oh my god, it's so perfect. I'm just basking in the glory of this whole situation.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. The crossbow bolt does strike. As you did fail the wits and awareness, it is considered a sneak attack, so it is difficulty 1 to hit. So it does hit. It doesn't do a great deal of damage as you are in your Glabro form, which is a supernatural form, so it is halved. So it will only do 1 superficial damage, but a crossbow bolt does strike Juniper. I wouldn't say necessarily in the leg. It's probably a grazing shot at this point, so it's not even sticking in. It's just like scratching.
Yeah, the van would have heard Rory like quietly counting down, and then like as she says like 3, 2, 1, the shot would go off, and seeing that it missed, she would start loading another one.
As the shot grazes me, I hiss out in pain. Did you just fucking shoot me?
Okay, enough. Quite literally, if there was anything else here, it's heard. So all of you have fucked things up. Stop pointing fucking fingers and get in the goddamn van. And I will beat the shit out of you, Juniper, if you don't.
I just glare back as I'm just like holding my arm a little bit where it grazed me. You know, fuck all of this. Fuck all of this. And I look over at the van and fuck you, Rory. What the fuck? You fucking shot me? I didn't realize this pack was just all about fucking shooting each other and beating the shit out of each other. Fuck all of you. As I start storming off to the fucking van.
Delphine will have it slid open, ready for them.
I'll follow right after.
As the pack heads towards the van, climbing in and taking one of the most uncomfortable car rides, leaving Charles, Stakes, and Jester in the driveway. Charles looks towards Stakes and Jester and says, "Do you think the photo sent the message?
I don't know. I guess it depends on who knows about it.
Stakes kind of lets out a low snort. Charles just shakes his head. Let's see what they do with that information. And the three turn and move towards the other houses in the complex. We transition now back to the cairn. The van ride back to the cairn was extremely uncomfortable and extremely quiet. What was going through everyone's heads along the ride back? Let's go ahead and start with Delphine.
Delphine, she mainly had a lot of just annoyed frustration because even if they had been trying to be sneaky, like even if she was just going to sneak and observe and scout, she went about it the completely wrong way, just running towards this situation too. They took forever to notice that Charles, Jester, and Stakes were just blatantly watching, and their argument if the neighborhood had been inhabited, would have drawn all of the mushroom people out, or any residents that could be in the area. So she's just frustrated, but she understands that Juniper did just want to keep Stakes safe, and she understands that feeling, but sometimes you just have to trust that Stakes knows best.
Deadbeat.
Much like Delphine, starting out, I was more annoyed by the situation because I was just kind of want to get back to the house so we can relax, unwind for the night, so I could at least be done with this mission. But it developed into something much more entertaining by the end of it. Seeing Juniper go through almost pretty much what I did in the first set meeting was cathartic, to say the least. As much as Juniper's been kind of annoying to Deadbeat, seeing her downfall like this has been a really nice bow to this night, as he's now sitting in a shotgun, his feet up, his hand behind his head, smiling, just ready to get this night wrapped up and go to sleep on a very positive note here.
Rory.
She's annoyed and pissed off because we were doing so well, and because of how well we were doing, we were starting to get like recognition and praise from some of our elders. And then Juniper had to go and do that. She also understands that like the worry for Stakes and not wanting anything to happen to her. But she's like, Stakes has already gone on missions and scouted out places and has come back to us. Now there's 2 other people with her. She'll be more than fine. Why go and like why derail the mission when we were so close to completing it and getting some more recognition in a positive manner than the negative one we've already been getting?
Juniper.
I am so incredibly fucking angry right now. I have changed into lupus form, and I am just glowering at everyone while curled up in the corner of the van. I'm sure they're all blaming me or what the fuck ever, but none of that would have been a huge commotion or anything if they had just let me just fucking watch. Just fucking watch, just to make sure. And then if something did happen, I would be able to run off and contact them, contact somebody. But no, they had to make a big, huge fucking deal about it, which ruined everything. And I'm the one that's just left feeling fucking embarrassed and righteously fucking furious at everyone. And then, of course, Rory fucking shot me. So that's good to know that anytime I, quote unquote, act out of line in the future, I'll just be shot. That's great. That's real fucking fantastic. Love knowing that I'm surrounded by people who are willing to fucking shoot me just because I don't do everything that they fucking tell me to. Love it. This has turned into an absolute fucking shit show, and I kind of hope that the next time we have to deal with somebody like this, or something like these fucking creatures, that one of them get fucking got. So then maybe they can learn what I already know.
And Ray.
I'm really mad. I mean, not only... It's not the fact that she disobeyed me. That is part of it. This is an active mission we were a part of. I should have a say in what happens and when we leave and what we do in an active mission. That should be the case. And to blatantly ignore that, infuriating. But the fact that she decided to do something so stupid and add a variable to a part of the mission that did not need to be added and potentially cause damage or her get caught out and hurt and potentially get someone else hurt. Why couldn't she trust the three that were there to do their job? There was no reason for her to go out there. And it seems like from the photo I found, this isn't the first time she's done something like this. So why would she make the same mistake again? It's complete idiocy that she was trying to do that again. There was no reason for it.
So as the van pulls into the assigned place, the place designated for parking before the long walk to the cairn, you've all made this walk enough times now that it's almost second nature. Even in the dark, you know how to find the cairn. Those guru instincts are starting to take over. More now than ever. Maybe it's this place. Maybe it's the time you've spent here. Maybe it's the training. But this is different. You've never had this experience in hell. You really didn't even spend that much time at the actual cairn in hell. You spent a lot of time at the bar, but the cairn was out in the state park, and you'd go there from time to time, maybe for ritualistic purposes or big meetings, but you didn't spend as much time at the cairn as you have with this pack, with this sept. You've spent a lot of time there here. So as you all climb out of the van and start making the walk towards the cairn, the time passes quickly, and before you know it, you're entering the clearing. The walk seeming to have gone a lot faster than any time previously. It's as if the woods wanted you to go there, wanted to make the trek easier. Deadbeat and Delphine, the spirits didn't give you as much trouble this time. You could still feel a little bit of resistance, but it gave way fairly quickly. As you enter into the clearing, there isn't a lot of light to be seen except for a single fire, a campfire, where you see the elder guru, the eldest of this particular sept, Eliza Ross, the Rite Master, and Theurge, sat beside the fire. Her long silvery gray hair hung down to her shoulders. She wears a shawl tonight around her shoulders to block out what little chill there is in the air. And as you enter, a smile breaks across her features, showing the wrinkles of age in her face. And she beckons all of you forward to join her by the fire. She sits upon the ground where several mats are laid out around the fire, most likely horse blankets or crocheted hand-woven blankets.
Delphine, upon approaching, she'll kick off her shoes too, and temporarily hold onto one of the the trash can with one arm as she reaches down to pick up her shoes. But she will walk barefoot the rest of the way over to the fire and drop off the horrible, horrible thing in the trash can in front of Eliza.
The entire ride to the sept, you could hear kind of scrambling around in the trash can, but as soon as you arrived and along the walk, it fell still and quiet. The movement minimalized until it was completely gone. As you set down the trash can in front of Eliza, she kind of gives a curious look, her eyebrows raised. But she says nothing as she waits for the others to arrive.
I'll follow after Delphine. And I'll go around Eliza and take the spot over to her left that she had laid out there.
The carefree stroll kind of immediately, a little pivot my step. I'll take a seat at the farthest spot away from Eliza. Either just kind of walk up, my shoes still on, just casually sit down, kind of rock back a little bit, and sit back up, and let my legs lay down. I look around, just kind of bored and a little bit tired, ready for the night to be over.
Rory will kind of follow behind everyone. She doesn't make her way right to where Eliza is. She kind of walks, not to the tree, but like by it, looks at it for a little bit, and then goes to sit on one of the blankets, and she'll unmask, take off her hat, and like rub any sweat that has been forming on her brow, and just kind of like de-gearing as she settles down.
I come up behind everyone, still in lupus form, and while everybody settles into place on the blankets around the fire, I just still kind of stay back at the tree, and I just sit and glare at everybody. Very much still angry, not really wanting to be a part of any of this. Debating whether or not to just sneak off while they're all talking. Fuck them.
Y'all have had quite the night. I swear, if the tension were any more thick, I'd think my mama had been churning butter. Juniper?
I just huff.
Come sit beside me, darling. Please?
At hearing the sincerity and the pleas, I just huff again, but begrudgingly make my way towards Eliza and just kind of slump down beside her, still glaring at everybody else.
Is she still injured, by the way?
There is probably the slightest scratch, but it's not it's not a big deal, probably hardly noticeable.
So, like, no, as in no damage to her health tracker? Okay.
Not really. Eliza immediately starts patting and scratching behind Juniper's ears. Y'all, you did good, believe it or not. I heard all about it. I had some friends looking in on you. I always do, especially the young. Need to make sure the pups are watched after, to make sure that they are protected, especially when they go on assignments such as these. These are terrible times and terrible things we're dealing with. Much, much too difficult for young ones such as you. But they must be dealt with nonetheless. And you're being called to task. I know that there is frustrations amongst you. I know that there is anger. I know that there is worry. I know that there is pain. I know that there is fear, most of all. These things can be your greatest weaknesses. These things are what your enemies are going to use to hurt you most. They want to divide you. They want to turn you on each other. They want to harness your rage against you. It's our greatest strength and our greatest weakness, unfortunately. It's one thing my people had to learn to walk away from, had to put into balance. Something that the nation at large didn't look too highly upon. And I'm not here to preach or to convert. What I am here to do is to show empathy for what you're going through. And to tell you that I am here to listen. I am here to counsel. I am here to help. No one is going to have your back more than your pack or your sept. This is your family. And families fight. Families bicker. Families are at each other's throats. It happens. But families also forgive. Families move on. Families grow together. It's a very big, scary, and lonely world. But it doesn't have to be. Guru typically live a very short life. I have been blessed to make it as long as I have, but I fell from the path for a lot longer than I'd like to admit. And I lost many that were close to me along the way. Most Guru don't live past the age of 25, and I know most of you haven't even reached the age of 20 yet. So that means, if you're lucky, some of you have maybe 6 years left. How do you want to spend it? Angry? Bitter? Alone? Or do you want to spend it with family, fighting for something you believe in? Growing together, becoming better, and bettering your chances of making that 25 not just the end date, but something to be bypassed. Because you're more likely to pass that mark if you have others to pass it with. Just consider these things. That's all I ask. Now, let's see what you brought me, shall we?
Do you watch Netflix?
That's where they send the CDs to you in the mail, right?
It's streamed now. It's a streaming service now. But
Like
do you
by
know
the
about
river?
they've got this new show. I think it's a remake though of called Wednesday. Girl named Wednesday Addams. But there's a
the girl who does the dancing, like with Lurch and all the others. Yeah, it was in. I remember that when I was a child.
Okay. But in there is the hand thing from Wednesday, basically, but also mushroomy.
I see.
It was twitching and moving a lot before we got here. It wouldn't sit still in the car, but ever since we started the walk up to the Caern, I'm afraid of opening the bag and seeing that it died.
It may have. But that's nothing to be worried about. If it did, that's good news. That means that that material, whatever it may be, can't make it into the can here. I'm more concerned if it did live, and if it was still as violent and as active as it was out there in here. Because that means it can bypass the security of this place and could be a real threat to us. The fact that it's gone quiet tells me that we are quite safe here, even from these things.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have completed the mission. We were supposed to bring it back alive.
You have completed the mission. You have brought me information. Don't worry. The mission is always ongoing. Every piece of new information that we learn is a success. And from what I can tell, and from what I've heard, you've learned a great deal tonight. So do not base tonight on success or failure. You succeeded.
That's good news for Juniper then.
Delphine just kind of looks awkwardly between Ray and Rory and Juniper.
At this point, Eliza pulls open the trash can, starts tearing open the bag, tilts the trash can to look inside. Well, hello. She reaches in and pulls out the hand. It's limp in her grasp. She gives it a couple of shakes, and the fingers just wobble. All right. Interesting. It's whole. This is good news. Usually these things, when they're removed, start to decay within an hour. The fact that it has not decayed is good news. It's paralyzed or it's dormant. That tells me that it's not able to be active within the space here. This is good news. Now what I need to do is take it outside of the space and see if it becomes active again. But this isn't anything you need to be troubling yourself with. This is something that I can do. Y'all have completed your mission here, and you've done well. Remember forgiveness. Remember family. It's a hard thing to be Guru. It's a hard thing to be young. But it's an even harder thing to do alone. And as someone who has been alone many, many times throughout this existence, I wouldn't recommend it. I am very lucky that this sept found me. I'm very lucky that they welcomed me in. And I'm very lucky to say that I have family once again. Give them a chance. They could be your family too. Why don't y'all head on home? Get a good night's sleep. From what I hear, y'all did well enough to earn yourselves a couple of days respite. And then perhaps you might all be having another assignment here soon. Perhaps it'd be a good idea to take some time apart from one another. I know that these things can grind the gears a bit and raise some tensions. But just think on what I said. Truly. Give it some thought. Juniper, why don't you stay the night here at the camp? I think you need some outside time.
I just huff again in agreement, as I wasn't planning on staying in the house tonight anyway.
Does anyone have any questions before they go? Anything else I can do for you? Anyone hurt?
No, but I so the arm thing's not going off in here. There's like they're like spirits that can kill the arm spirit, and that means the arm spirit is not like if the arm spirit is down, does that mean this arm is not able to do anything?
From what I can tell, this isn't a spirit. This is a manifestation of the fungus and the spores within.
So it's a bane?
To some degree, that's what we're trying to figure out. We believe that there has been some sort of, well, genetic or scientific fuckery afoot, where they have somehow mixed banes and genetic material together.
She's sorry, flowers.
Oh, they're over there. They can't hear me.
When we were there, I looked into the Umbra. It looked like scenes out of Frankenstein. The
Yes.
Weaver and the Worm and the Wilds all fused together in just weird, unnatural, and disturbing ways.
Yes, I'm glad that you saw that. I saw that also when I visited one of the sites. Whatever they're growing is infecting not just this side, but that side also.
And all of this is from a housing development company?
No. It's from something much bigger. The housing development company is merely a front for a bigger organization.
And who else is involved?
Oh, my dear, that is an explanation and a list that goes far longer and wider than even I have knowledge of, but they have controlled government agencies, they have controlled various businesses, mining companies, oil companies, law firms, anything that you can think of, they've had their fingers in at one point or another. If they want it, they get it, one way or another, at some point.
So why don't we just kill them? It sounds kind of easy there. If it's a bad group of people, we can just kill them and be over with it.
Because
They don't
finding them is the difficult part, Deadbeat. It's a lofty goal and a good one. And trust me, many have tried. Many have tried. But finding them, that is the difficult part. Because do you know of the Hydra? The idea of the Hydra.
You cut where one head cuts off, three more grow in its place.
That's right. You can never seem to find the end. You can never seem to find the top. They say cut off the head of the snake and the snake dies. The problem is there is no head. Not that we can find. Every ladder that we climb, there's another ladder to climb on top of that.
I let out just a depressed sigh internally, feeling like kind of like, what is the point then? But I can't say it out loud, obviously, so I just sadly sigh.
Eliza actually looks down at Juniper, but we don't stop. We can never stop. That's the point. Because if we do, they win. Every victory that we have beats them back. That's why we're here. We save others from suffering the fates that many have suffered. We prevent the tragedies that some of y'all have suffered and others have suffered.
We're the flame to cauterize the wounds.
Yes. And prevent others. It is easy to think that this is a hopeless battle. I understand why. That is the threat we risk. Many Guru have fallen because of that. The king of the Guru nation fell to that very threat, that hopelessness. But we fight on. Because we must.
I do have a question. What exactly are you planning on doing to try and figure out how this arm is infected and how you plan on curing it?
Well, we have a lot of research being done right now. Scientific, spiritual. We even have medical work being done currently to ascertain what can be done for those who are infected, both Guru and hopefully eventually human alike, to see if we can either come up with a cure or if at the very least some sort of preventative measures to stop individuals from being infected. Meanwhile, we're trying to see what the composition of this infection is to see if we can come up with something that can eradicate these plants and whatever pollens or spores they create.
Is there a way I can help? I like all that. I like science. I like all that stuff. I don't know. I just want to try to help if I can.
Of course. Yes, you can help. Y'all can help. Y'all are helping by being here, by fighting the fight, by doing as you're asked to do. Believe it or not, you are helping. It may seem like you're not. It may seem like you're spinning your wheels. It may seem like the training is pointless. I know Charles is a particularly difficult one to deal with. You gotta understand, he was raised in this life, and probably the worst upbringing in this life. I think he was raised in a fashion that you could understand, Raymond. Since a very young age. He was born into it, with high expectations. So having the weight of all of Gaia on your shoulders since you were an infant, that makes a man hard. But he only wants to make you the best guru you can be. And if he didn't have hope for you, believe me, you wouldn't be here. And he would not have taken you out there tonight. So cut him some slack. Your deaths would be on his hands. And that's a lot of guilt for one person to carry.
I acknowledge that he's making an effort with us. He was a little more kind. She looks at everyone, kind of just trying to be like, would that be the right word? But he was hearing out our suggestions. He praised Deadbeat on even getting a lead that he didn't even know about and is going to follow up on.
Then you must be doing something right. You can earn a lot of privileges here. And it's not like you're children. Yes, you could walk away from all this at any time. But remember what I said about being alone in this life. The world out there is far crueler and harsher than Charles is. And one mistake, one slip up, one act of aggression, and the humans will treat you far worse than Charles ever did. Because fear does terrible things to people. That's not a threat. That's just how it is. All those torches and pitchfork stories, there's some truth in those.
There's enough torches and pitchforks in the news without us adding to it.
That's right. Here, we will understand mistakes. We will help you correct them. We will teach you a new way, and we'll move on. Yes, there's a lot of talk about litany and rules. We're working on that. We've all made mistakes. Some of us have broken the litany ourselves. It happens. We just try to do better We try to correct it. We try to move on. Nobody is perfect. We all have our baggage. We all have our pasts. We all have our mistakes. We do not judge any of you for those mistakes. But if you hide it, and if you let it bring harm to this place, or to your packmates or your septmates, we will do what we must to defend it. But if you let us help you, if you tell us what could be hurting you, we will fight beside you with the fury of 1,000 suns.
It's a little off topic, but is that why her name is Oathbreaker? Did she break the litany? Is that why her name's Oathbreaker?
Yes.
I knew it. I knew it. Called it.
But she accepted her shame. She didn't rebel against it.
Wait, she didn't have a right of shame, though, does he? I didn't smell anything too nasty.
No, she took it upon herself. She gave herself shame.
That's when she chose to willingly feel shame, Deadbeat. I know you're shameless, though. And she says that with like a good-natured smirk.
That's why she changed her name. So that everyone would know. She didn't have to. She could have swept it under the rug. But she knows what she did. And she's willing to let everyone else know what she did.
So if I could, instead of taking a right of shame, I could have just owned up to it more and just been like, "Oh yeah, I feel shame about it."
No.
Why didn't they tell that was an option?
No, that was not an option.
They were gonna shame us regardless, Deadbeat.
Not fair. They didn't really like us, so.
The ones judging Aspen just probably decided that she didn't need shame, a right of shame, but she just took it upon herself.
That was the nation, right? I assume like high judge in nation. I don't know how the whole system works there. We just had our.
It's similar, yes. Yes, you're correct.
If you don't mind me asking, what part of the litany did she break exactly?
Well, from the name Oathbreaker, you can probably put 2 and 2 together on that one. She had made a promise to her fellow Guru. A promise to protect a Caern. However, damage was done to that Caern. Damage done by her hands. Damage done to a Caern is breaking the litany.
Take no action that would cause a Caern to be violated.
Correct. Now, to her credit and her defense, I see no other choice she had at the time. But the litany is the litany.
I did have another question that doesn't really involve the mission, but We have been visited by a spirit that's been... It seemed to want to have... It selected our pack.
This is Ember, right?
Yes.
He was here earlier today as well.
From what I was told, this spirit said that it woke up recently, correct?
That's what it seemed to say when it talked to us.
And it said that it wanted to see the world.
Wanted to keep burning, too. And then said something about the fires burning in us.
Well, the fact that this spirit manifested within the Caern tells me a lot, gives me hope. It's a good thing. This place is a place of power, of great power, and if it had ill intent, it would not have been able to manifest here. Not easily. Or it would have been a very, very powerful spirit. And it wouldn't have likely been as interested in being your patron if that were the case. It would have had much bigger fish to fry.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think we're pretty cool. I mean, we're all pretty strong. I
Most
feel like...
certainly. I'm not saying that at all. Trust me. I'm not meaning any offense. Usually those that try to manipulate are not the kind that can break through Cairn protection. That is what I mean to say. A powerful spirit that can break through the protection of a Cairn is one that is meaning to destroy said Cairn, or is meaning to do harm of a certain nature. They are not meaning to simply whisper in your ear.
Okay, that makes sense. All right, I'm just making sure.
Oh, no. You have a great deal to offer. As far as I have heard, Fenris has visited you more than once, and that is a very powerful spirit. So, if you've caught Fenris's attention, you do have some appetizing features.
You see, I kind of like sit up a little bit more straight, kind of look a little bit like proud of myself for that, like for hearing that. Like, yeah, I am pretty strong. I did get his attention. Hell yeah.
I will also say this, though. Fenris is a coward.
Been hearing that a lot lately from a couple people about this Fenris thing. Like, why exactly is it a coward?
Because rather than face a fight with honor, they would rather burn everything down. They let their rage consume them. They gave in. Now, some would say that the Stargazers are cowards for walking away. And I could go on a whole diatribe about why that's not true, but I'm not interested in converting anyone or explaining to anyone the differences. I'm here. I'm standing beside you. If I were a coward, why would I do that? No, Fenris, if they wanted to not be seen as a coward, they wouldn't need to be sneaking around trying to recruit you. They wouldn't be trying to seduce you away from your patron. There would be honor in their methods.
They wouldn't be saying demeaning things about you.
Certainly that. They're a bully. And most bullies have cowardice in their hearts. They're running from something they're afraid of.
Yeah, most of them are just pussies when you really get down to it.
It's true.
I just look over at Deadbeat after he says that.
There's no shame in my face. There's no... I'm just saying that completely straight.
If we're asking random questions, I have one.
Certainly.
She's gonna point over to the tree. Was he one of the lucky ones that made it past that 25 mark?
Unfortunately, no. He was a lupus born. He was, I believe, the age of 5 or 6.
Rory will just nod. I see.
Does someone turn into a tree?
That's a little bit more of a complicated question. He is a spirit, or is in the process of becoming a spirit.
I imagine Deadbeat looks confused.
Yeah, I'm just looking around confused because I'm pretty sure we never saw a spirit of a person yet. So now the idea of hearing about people's spirit is, it's only becoming a spirit now confusing to me as I'm just, what the hell?
Perhaps I can explain. As a guru, you are a third spirit, a third wolf, and a third man. Aiden, who was born a wolf, in his transition became a third man and a third spirit when he became guru. Now he has shed off the wolf and the man and is becoming full spirit.
So like, usually there's spirits of like just things or like of weird things. So is that person the spirit of his person now, or is he just like, can there just be ghosts?
Oh, there can be ghosts, yes, but they are not spirits in the traditional sense. The spirits of people are what are called wraiths. They are those with unfinished business, those that cannot pass on, those that walk the Shadowlands.
I mean, think about it, Deadbeat. Werewolves, vampires, why not ghosts?
I'm just confused that we have spirits, but then we have ghosts, but they aren't ghosts. Spirits aren't ghosts. They're spirits of things, but then we have ghosts who aren't ghosts. They're wraith, and they walk in the Shadowlands, which
Right.
is not the Umbra.
It is, actually. It's a section of the Umbra, deep within the Umbra, another part of the Umbra. The Umbra is actually a very, very massive place. There are different sections of it. Our spirits come from a place known as the Spirit Wilds. It's another section of the Umbra.
You know, Deadbeat, if you wanted to learn more about it, you could come with me whenever I do theurge training with Eliza. She talks a lot about the Umbra.
Nah, man. I'm about to have a stroke hearing this. I don't want to hear about this anymore, man. This is too. What the hell? The Spirit Wild. What the fuck they even mean? Or
It's where the
made these
spirits come
names?
from.
Like Spirit Land.
See, that's a better name. I like that name. What's the Spirit Wild? That's some bullshit right there. The Shadowlands? Who could just name that Deadlands?
It was
Certainly
probably a
could.
Galliard. It was probably just Galliard branding.
Yeah,
Well,
fuck
once,
you, Rory. This is
if
your
you
time.
ever get close enough to see it, you would understand why it's called that. It is not a pleasant place.
Good thing we'll probably never have to go there.
I hope not.
To kind of circle back to what I asked.
Of
'cause
course.
Very
apologies.
informative. No, very informative tangent. I appreciate it. But
Ember, your
Since-
spirit, yes.
yes, since Ember has shown interest in us as a pack, and we earlier today kind of came to a consensus of accepting it, how would we go about doing that exactly?
Well, there is a rite that would bind you to it and it to you. It would make it official, effectively. You would join yourselves, and in doing so, it would share some of its essence with you. Now, this does come with some benefits. You would have access to them. They would hear you and be able to visit you regularly and actively. They would be with you at all times in some fashion. They would grant you gifts. However, they would also have expectations of you. And not upholding these expectations could bring their ire, something that you do not wish to do. Because this is your patron, similar to your tribe patron, upsetting them could mean the removal of your guru abilities. Again, something you don't wish to have happen, because you are also sharing your essence with it.
Yeah, that's definitely not what we were told when we talked to Ember, so that's good to know.
Spirits are tricky and fickle.
I'm beginning to learn that. So, with your position as Rite Master, is it possible for you to teach us this rite?
Absolutely. It would be my honor to teach you.
Is this something that we all learn to be able to do this, or?
Well, I would teach one of you. I could teach all that wish to learn, but usually a rite such as this is led by one who then brings the others in to assist in the rite. Everybody has a part in it, but the Rite Master leads the rite. They are the one who needs to know the entire rite, and then asks the others to fulfill parts of that rite.
Got it.
Which one of us do you think should learn it?
Well, I think in due time, Delphine, you should learn it, because as a theurge, it is good to know as many rites as possible. But I believe a good pack leader should be the one to call forth the pack patron. It is a good way to establish a connection. to set an example for the rest of the pack.
If you're willing to teach me, I'm willing to learn it.
I certainly am. Come to visit me when you have had some rest, as learning rites is requires a great deal of concentration. And I know this has been a long evening and a very trying time.
Of course, I'll try to come see you during our days off.
Of course. I am available to all of you at any time. You do not need Charles's permission to come visit me. You are, for all intents and purposes, at least for the time being, part of this sept. You are welcome here, and you are welcome to my guidance and advice. You are welcome to speak to members of this sept. We are here as your adoptive family. We want you to succeed. We want you to grow. We want to see you get past that 25. I want you to one day be old like me, so that I can be looking down on you from one of these here trees. Maybe not you, Deadbeat. I think you'd look gross as if you were old like me. You seem like a live fast, die young, leave a beautiful corpse type.
I mean, like 40s, 50s, maybe, but like, I don't want.
How old do you think I am?
That's a trick question. That's a trick question. That's a trick question.
I wouldn't answer.
Rory's leaning forward, like, answer the question, Deadbeat. Now I'm curious.
I won't put you on that fire. Now go on, Git. Y'all had a long evening. Y'all need some relaxation, but before you do, she reaches down into a satchel. She pulls out a handful of something, whispers into it, and then tosses it into the fire. And as she does so, the flames burn green and sparks fly up into the air. And she starts to sing a song in a language that none of you understand, but there's something very earthy about it. Something very rhythmic about it. And as she does so, there's something also very soothing about it. Everybody loses one rage as it settles and calms. Y'all get some rest now.
As I am heading out to leave the clearing and everything, I will pause in front of Juniper and crouch down. And, I'll show that, just my hands it's just my hands, I'm not doing anything. And then I'll just very carefully just touch her paw, and I will use Mother's Touch. I know that she didn't take any, but she saw blood, so Delphine just thinks that she's still injured.
Even with losing a rage, I'm still very grumpy, and I just glare as I feel what's the little scab that's left of the wound heal up.
As you all head back to the van, Juniper, you remain behind in the cairn to stay the evening. This is now where we go to break for a few minutes, and the first half of our story comes to a close. We will return with the second half and a very, very tense confrontation between two members of the Sept who have unfinished business. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
St. Petersburg by Night is brought to you through collaborations with our partnered vendors: Chromatic Creations, Panshi Artista, Ember Fox Dice, Devlin the Bard, Champs Tramps, and Howlin' Hop Tea. Links to our partnered vendors, as well as our Twitch and YouTube channels, can be found on our website, stpbynight.com. You can follow St. Pete by Night on all socials with the hashtag St. Pete by Night. If you wish to support our program, you can do so at coffee.com/St. Pete by Night to help keep the stories rolling.
Welcome back. In the first half, after a very, very tense confrontation, the pack eventually returned back to the cairn to present Eliza with the evidence they found at Stepford Hell in Old Seminole Heights. They had a rather pleasant conversation with the Rite Master of the Sept of the Evening Star before retiring home for the evening after a mission accomplished. Now, in the second half, we go from one confrontation to another as Raymond seeks out Juniper to discuss the photo that was found at the house in Old Seminole Heights, the photo that implicated her solo journey up to the location days prior to the mission itself. As you arrive at the cairn the next morning, Ray, Juniper's nowhere to be found at first. It takes some time for you to eventually find her location after talking to Eliza, who says she went for a walk. She decided to go for a hike in the morning and kind of gives you a general direction. You set off into the woods. It takes a while for you to track her down. You end up leaving the bawn of the cairn and just moving through the woods. And if anybody knows Hillsborough State Park, it is a massive piece of land. So you are walking for a while. Now, Juniper, who is actually works at the state park, has gotten to know this land pretty well and has gotten to traverse the area pretty well. So she has found some pretty remote reaches within the park. But eventually, you do track her down along the river, and the scene is yours. Juniper, where are you? Are you sitting by the river? Are you just walking?
I am sitting kind of down at the river. I've moved a fallen tree down to the bank of it. That's kind of like a sitting area. This is kind of where I go and contemplate things. So, yeah, I'm just sitting there, looking down at the river, probably twirling a leaf in my hands, just sitting very still and very silent. Should I roll a wits and awareness in order to hear him, or is it kind of obvious that somebody is coming?
Well, that depends, Ray. Are you trying to be sneaky, or are you just tromping up?
No, I'm not trying to be sneaky at all. At this point, with how long it's taken, I'm just trying to find her.
Yeah, I would say you can probably hear him even from a distance off. Since you're in a remote part where it's not the park itself, you can hear him coming.
All right. I'm not gonna make any moves to turn around or even acknowledge his existence. I'm just gonna keep looking forward and down at the running water, playing with that leaf in my hands.
Finally finding Juniper after what felt like forever, and crashing my way somewhat through whatever brush has been surrounding this little hidey spot. You found a super remote place.
Yeah, it's where I go to be left alone.
It's a good spot for that. But
Obviously not good enough.
trust me, it took a while. But like I said yesterday, we need to have a talk. Not about what happened at the end of that mission, not about what you said during it, but I need to ask you something.
All right. Come have a seat. And I just kind of pat the log on my left.
I'll walk over and take a seat next to her. Why didn't you say that you went to the housing development before? If you told us, we could have been prepared a little bit better. We could have had some sort of information of what was going to happen. And we would have known that you went through this situation. You put a lot of trouble on the pack, us, yourself, and the SEP.
First of all, I did give out the vital information. I spoke a lot about what the plants could do without actively saying it. But, I didn't say anything because Charles went on a whole speech about how the pack has shown that they could be reliable a little bit and seem to be in good spirits. And gave Delphine and Deadbeat hope that their shame could be removed. So I felt like in that moment, if I had said anything, he would have taken us off the mission immediately and reprimanded us. And it would have ruined everything.
I'll nod a little bit. I mean, that's fair, but honestly, when have you ever cared what Charles thought? Honestly. And I'm not saying that you should have said it in front of Charles. You could have told us. You could have at least warned maybe one or two of us about what happened. And obviously, in some way, Deadbeat was able to find information. It went off on his own. It did stuff. You went off on your own and did stuff, and yes, it may not have gone well. But you would have had information and something that Charles wouldn't have had to give him. And I'm not saying you should have told him everything, but you set a bad precedence. And you put yourself in danger.
When he told us that they had already been there, I knew that they probably had already seen what was there. And that's why the information that I did give was helpful, but I didn't have to admit being there or anything, and so I'm glad that we agree on that part. But you trying to say that I didn't give out any information or anything, that's wrong. I don't feel like I set a bad precedence. And besides, Deadbeat came to me with the information that he had before he talked to anybody else about it. I wouldn't have even gone if I didn't know.
I mean, you got me there. The fact that you did give some sort of information. I misspoke. But didn't you just prove my point by saying that Deadbeat talked to you beforehand about this situation he had? Before telling Charles, before telling anyone else of higher authority, he talked to the pack. Even if it wasn't the whole pack, he talked to someone.
Deadbeat wanted to go out and get the treasure that his informant buddy, whatever, was telling him about, and he wanted it all for himself. And I tried to convince him not to go out on his own, and to maybe tell the pack first. So
So what you're telling.
I just wanted to go and make sure that he didn't do anything crazy on his own.
So what you're telling me is you talked to him, told him that it was potentially dangerous, that the situation he was going into was stupid, and then you just go around and decide to ignore your own advice to Deadbeat and do exactly what you told him not to do. Is that what I'm hearing?
Well, when you put it that way. I thought I knew how strong I was, and thought I could handle this development place in a similar way I've handled them before. I have experience, and I had a plan of attack to just take care of things without having to involve anybody else, and before Deadbeat could go off on his own and do something stupid. So it was less ignoring my own advice and trying to take care of a long-standing problem and goal of mine that I've had for a while now. without getting anybody else unnecessarily involved. And without announcing to the entire pack that once again Deadbeat was doing something stupid.
Well, I mean, we all know that Deadbeat's doing something stupid at all times. So that wouldn't be new news. But it's not like the pack doesn't know that you have beef with the housing development, with these people. You could have spoken up. You could have told us something, and we could have shared your burden. And maybe the situation wouldn't have ended up as bad as it did. Because I don't know the full extent of what happened while you were there, but you got caught red-handed. There's evidence of you being there, of fighting these people. And it's just bad.
Is that why you looked at me the way you did when we were at that house?
I will reach into my pocket and pull out the folded photo and unfold it in my hand and show it to her.
I grab it and look at it closely.
It appears to be a doorbell cam from one of the houses.
Fuck. Did anybody else see this?
As far as I'm aware, it was just me. I pocketed before anyone else saw.
It's only a matter of time before this gets out. Whoever printed this has the original footage. You can always just make more copies.
I mean, it is out there, but it technically doesn't have to be out there. You were caught, but I can potentially make it so this video doesn't exist.
What do you mean? How can you do that?
I want to perform the Rite of the Forgetful record.
Okay. So go ahead and explain what Rite of the Forgetful record does and make the roll.
Yes.
When he explains it, would I be able to help?
Yes, because it's a rite, you can add an additional rage die to the roll.
So the Rite of the Forgetful record. If the Geru finds themselves entangled in affairs of law and breaking it, more often than not, faces get caught on surveillance, fingerprints make their way into dangerous databases, and DNA is tagged and cataloged. The gift dispatches a host of minor wild spirits to wreak havoc on any record information about the participating Garu.
Okay, and what's the roll for that?
It's wisdom plus investigation.
Okay, so you can roll wisdom plus investigation plus an additional rage die with Juniper's assistance as you lead her in the rite, using the photograph in front of you. You call upon the wild spirits and ignite the photograph.
Yeah, the difficulty to perform is equal to the number of participants. So would it be 2? Because
Yes.
I'm doing okay.
Oh, well, no, she's the one that you are trying to erase, so the difficulty would be 1.
Okay.
Well, 2, because you want to get rid of Stakes as well, I assume, because Stakes is also in the footage.
Yes. But does she have to physically be here, or
No.
can I just do that? Okay. That is 4 successes.
Okay. So as the photograph begins to burn, just ahead of the flames, it seems like the photo itself is distorting and erasing. Before it just disappears into ash, fluttering away into the sky.
I watch it just be taken by the wind. I didn't even know that that was possible.
It's something I picked up because necessity when trying to escape overseas.
I look down at the ground as he says that. Trying to push down the little twinge of guilt I feel for the things that I said in anger yesterday. Yeah, I can imagine it wasn't easy.
No. It's one of the hardest things I ever had to do. But doing this, it isn't for free. If you have an issue or something like this comes up again, I need you to tell someone in the pack or myself. If you get caught on camera again, a picture taken, if you disappear one night and are just gone, I promised before we left to bring and make sure everyone survived. That was my goal. That is what I promised. I need you to make a promise to be sure that you won't do anything stupid like this again. Or at least if you do, think to include us.
Yeah. I just didn't want to be told no. Didn't want to be told I couldn't go out.
Look, we are a pack of screw-ups. We are a pack that does stupid things. Eventually, we'll become a pack that does stupid things together. So, we need to start in at least somewhere to make sure that that happens. Because at this point, we're working towards it, but there's still a separation. And I want to get to that point. Because I want us to succeed. I want us to prevail. And I want us to actually be a pack. And I want us to actually work together.
I guess I can try and do better moving forward.
It's good enough for me.
But also, you gotta put some trust in us, too. I think that last night would have been fine if I had just stayed to monitor things. And the way it was handled, I know I lashed out and I said some really mean things. But I just wish that I could have been trusted as well. I know that there was a lot of trust issues. I get it. But when I was there and I was fighting those things, it was the most terrified I have ever been in my life. And Stakes and I barely made it out. It took us a long time to recover. That's why we were missing. So, I wasn't doing it to undermine your authority. I wasn't doing it to be a dick or to fuck everything up for the pack. I was doing it because I knew how bad those things are, how scary they can be. And I just wanted to look out for the person who's become she's just important. And I was just wanted to look out for her as she did for me. Because if it wasn't for her, I would probably be dead or worse right now. So I just don't, I guess I'm just saying I don't appreciate how it was handled. And it really made me feel like absolute shit. And I know that, like I said, I know that my response wasn't the best, but yeah.
I'll turn to look down at the ground, lean forward a little bit, hands clasped together.
And I'm sorry about what I said about your friends. Yeah.
What you said wasn't entirely wrong. I did lose almost everyone. I watched as my friends died around me. And the last time I was given the option to run or stay, I ran. And when I did, it caused my best friend to be torn apart and almost killed because of my decision. That's why I couldn't let you out there. That's why I didn't want you to go out there by yourself. I couldn't leave you alone. Because the last time I did, everyone around me died. So it's not that I don't trust you. It's not that I didn't trust you. That I didn't think you could do it. I just couldn't do that again.
I guess we were both acting under that. I couldn't leave Stakes behind. You couldn't leave me behind. I remember you saying that your best friend isn't who he once was, or that not all of them made it back with you. But I hope that he's doing okay. And again, I'm sorry for what I said. It was bad.
It was something said in the heat of the moment. I know I said some things. We both riled each other up. So it is what it is. It's okay. I forgive you for what you said.
Thanks. I appreciate it. So, what now?
Now, try not to screw up as big. And try to work together. And if we do screw up, we screw up together. So, at least not all the blame is put on one person.
Yeah, sounds good to me. I think we'll be okay, though. As long as... I don't think Charles saw that picture, did he?
I put it in my pocket pretty quick. As far as I'm aware, only you and me know about the picture. Now the picture's no more.
All right. Yeah.
The two of you sit for a while longer before eventually parting ways. Ray, you take the long walk back to the cairn, as lessons are to begin with Eliza to learn the rite to make Ember your patron spirit. However, halfway back to the cairn, a voice calls out to you from behind you. As Charles steps out of the Umbra. Is it settled?
A little startled, turn around. Yeah. I think it's settled.
And you're happy with the outcome?
Not happy with the situation, but the outcome's all right.
Then I'll consider the matter settled as well. And he reaches into his suit jacket pocket and pulls out a ring cam and passes it to you.
I'll take it.
Good work, pack leader.
Look at the ring camera in my hand, look up to him. Thanks.
You are responsible for them. That also means it's going to be your job to take care of these things. It's not always going to be easy. And you can't always make these problems just vanish into thin air. This time, you could. And that was the right thing to do. For pack unity. But next time punishments might be necessary. And you're going to have to be okay with that.
I understand. But I have a question.
Go ahead.
Did you see me pocket the photo?
Yes. But I already knew the photo was there when you found it.
I'll just nod at that.
She didn't break any rules by us. We never told her not to go there. The rule she broke was disobeying you. That was the real problem. The dangers out here are real, but we can't save you from them. You are going to run into them, even if you do everything right. I'm not mad at Juniper for scouting. That's going to be necessary in what's to come. But she needs to eventually respect your leadership if this pack is going to get anything done. I think what you did today was a good step towards that. But she's right too. You need to trust your pack. I think you made a good step toward that as well. But you're going to have to go further.
I'll do my best.
I know it's hard. I'm learning this lesson too. And I've been at this a lot longer than you have.
How long did it take you to trust those around you?
Would you be surprised if I told you I just started?
Honestly, no. Or honestly, yes. Sorry.
Well, it's true. That's why I'm still here. That's why I'm helping you. I'm not a teacher. I'm not a mentor. I'm not a guide. Or at least I wasn't. But they made me believe I could be.
I gotta say, though, I mean, though you are rough, though you are hard on all this, you're not doing too bad.
That means a lot to me. You're not doing too bad either, but you need to do better. I know you can.
Thanks. I'll try.
Yes, you will. Eliza's expecting you.
I'll nod and turn, start walking back down the trail.
As you continue towards the cairn, what's going through your mind? Especially after that conversation with Charles.
I came in expecting for Juniper to be a lot more hostile towards me, and I was going to respond in kind. But during the conversation, I realized it's not what was needed. What was needed was a solution, and I provided the solution, and I executed it. And hopefully, from that, a piece fell into place to let my goal of the pack be a pack actually work. The conversation with Charles was unexpected, but it's good to know that someone of his experience and age is still learning. So me still finding a way and slowly working towards it isn't bad. I don't need to rush. I can still figure this out. But how did he exactly know about the ring camera and the photo? I know he saw me pocket it, but how did he see me? Did he see the photo? Did he know that the photo was there? Though it's good to know that he is experiencing the same troubles, and he's also extending that trust that we were talking about to us to some extent. Maybe he's not trusting us as much as I thought with what he wasn't telling me.
Back to Juniper. What's going through your head after the conversation with Ray?
I knew that this talk was coming at some point. I was in my spot, continuing to try and cool down from the events that happened. Eliza's song last night helped with that, and I was able to think about everything, and once the anger subsided, it was just replaced with the guilt that I always end up feeling when I take things too far. So yeah, I was expecting also a very heated, hostile conversation, but Raymond didn't come in like that. And then he ended up helping me despite what happened. And it kind of shook me up a little bit, confused me. I was more truthful than I was expecting to be. I wasn't entirely honest, but I don't know. Ray is something else. I think he's the only person that actually kind of gets it, especially with what he went through himself. And I put my entire foot in my fucking mouth, but he seems genuine when he says that he forgives me about it. And my warpath towards high quality builders and Pentex and everything else isn't over. It's not nearly over. And with everything going as fucking chaotic and crazy as it is, I need to get some sort of control back again. And I bit off more than I could chew with this. And I think I need to slow down a bit and start lower again and go back to my roots. And it's been a very long time. And I just can't help but feel very, very hungry after all of this.
Control is a very difficult thing to get a hold of, whether it's control over a conversation, control over a relationship, control over a situation, or even control over a craving. We transition now to our next scene. In our next scene, we find the dynamic duo of Bone Gnars out again, but this time looking for something else. After Rory was carded at the bar last time these two went on an outing, a decision was made. She needs a fake ID. If she's going to want to go clubbing, if she's going to want to go shopping, if she's going to want to go fundraising, she's going to need to be able to get into certain places that require an ID. And with her notable reputation from her activities up in Alaska, it'd be best to have something that didn't go by her actual name. And Deadbeat, you know just the guy for the job. Damien, your friend from Michigan, who also relocated to Florida a couple months ago. Now, you know Damien had set up shop down here in the Tampa area with a band of bikers that took up residence in the area as well. So, of course, you made contact with him as soon as you could, as soon as Rory asked for an ID, and he, of course, was willing to oblige. But it would cost Rory, not you. He would give the discount, but it would still cost some money. IDs aren't cheap, after all. So you go to pick up the IDs, and you're given an address east of downtown Tampa. So the two of you head out in Rory's car and arrive at the location, which is a long rectangular black building with the windows boarded over and painted black, the Motorcycle Club. As you arrive, the driveway is all gravel with several motorcycles parked in the driveway itself, and you're told to go around back to the garage. As you pull the car around back, you can see the garage door is rolled up, and there are a couple of bikers with their bikes in the back working on them, assembling them. You can see parts laid out on the floor, and you can see Damien with a vest and a little patch that says Prospect, busily working on one of the bikes. But as he sees the two of you roll up, he quickly grabs a grease rag and stands up and starts making his way over to the car. If you want, you have a few moments to speak before Damien approaches, and the scene is yours.
Yeah, I'm like kind of sitting in the passenger seat, dressed a bit more comfy right now, not really looking good at all, just kind of loose t-shirt, some like sweat shorts on right now, and just looking over at Rory. You got the cash, right? Make sure you got everything set up. I don't want to have to go back and do all this bullshit again, especially with bikers. I mean, I don't know how the hell they do things down here, but...
Yeah, I have money on me. We'll be fine.
Okay, you're not going to shoot anyone with a crossbow like you did with Juniper, right? I mean, not going to lie, that was kind of badass, but, I prefer you
No
didn't
matter
murder, like, my
who
homie.
it was, whether it was Juniper, Ray, whoever was gonna run, even if you were there instead of Ray, I was gonna shoot them. We had a
That's
job
obvious.
to do. And no, I'm not gonna shoot them. I'm not stupid.
I look skeptical at that statement, but I don't say anything. As I'll nod and open the door to the car as I step on out.
As Damien approaches, he's a young man, probably in his early 20s, about 6 feet tall, with shoulder-length, shaggy brown hair, but he wears a skull cap on his head. He's wearing jeans with the knees torn a little bit, wearing biker boots. He's got the leather vest over a t-shirt advertising some shitty band. He's got grease stains on his hands, but he's wiping them off with a rag as he comes up to give a bro hug to Deadbeat. Bro, what's up?
Yeah, I imagine we do like a dap up into hug where we
Absolutely
shake hands into a hug, and it's like, yeah, what's up, bro? Yeah, going pretty good, man. How about you? Looking like you're getting busy around here, huh?
Dude, it has been nonstop since I've gotten here, but can't say I hate it. It's a good gig I got. So, you need some IDs, huh? Is that... Hey, what's up, shorty?
She just kind of like gives him like a disapproving glance over, and will pull her hoodie around her waist a little bit to like cover herself up a little bit more and being like, no, you don't get to stare.
Come on,
I'm
girl,
guessing
don't be
you're
like that.
Oh, I wouldn't mess with that if I were you. You know, she's got a few things.
Oh, like a few of those things? Okay. The kind you need shots for?
I do not. He's just worried. He thinks I'm better than him, so he's gonna try and knock me down.
Sure. Yeah. Well, come into my office. And he starts heading towards the garage.
Definitely an upgrade from the last place, I can say that much.
Beats working out of a trunk, that's for sure. As you follow him into the garage, you can see that the garage has a folding table and some chairs off to one side, a large ashtray positioned in the middle. Along one wall, there are several cages that seem to house tools and equipment behind the cage doors. There's also a workbench off to one side, and he walks over to the workbench, and there seems to be a laminator as well as several tools pulled out, and he immediately sets to work. He then looks to Rory and says, come over here, gorgeous. We're going to take your photo real quick.
She'll roll her eyes, and she's going to follow him and give Deadbeat a look of, really? While also thinking in her head, great, there's two of them.
Hey, unless you want to be a 250-pound chick with pimples on your face, we got to get a new photo.
Fair enough.
He takes you over to what looks to be a green screen backdrop that's hung up on one of the cages, and then pulls out a digital camera and snaps a photo of you before walking over to a bag where he pulls out a laptop computer, opens it up and plugs in the camera and goes to work. So how's it been down here in good old Tampa there, you douchebag?
Well, it's been kind of shitty, not gonna lie. The place we live at's a fucking like crack den. Makes the crack den look pretty nice. People we've been working with are kind of assholes, to be honest. There's this one stuck-up douchebag named Charles. Oh my god, just fucking hate this dude. Absolutely, just prick.
I'm
He can even tell you about it.
Whoa. I'm sorry. Charles? Like,
Yeah,
Charles?
Yeah, dude wears like a suit and tie all the time, like rides around in a fancy car in this shitty ass neighborhood, like begging to get the car broken into.
Dude, I told you could have come crash with me. I got an apartment.
No, I don't want to live with you, dog. What the fuck? Don't get me. Hey, no offense, but dog, I'm good.
Oh, so you're gonna take a shitty slum den instead of the nice floor that I'm offering you at my studio apartment downtown?
Yeah, I mean, there's some chicks there too, so I can at least have something nice to look at. Besides your ugly mug all the time.
Yeah, but if they're all packing like you say they are, is it worth it?
We're not all packing.
Listen, I've known him a long time and he doesn't lie.
Yeah,
Sure,
facts, man.
he
Look, I'm
doesn't.
trying to keep you protected.
Oh yeah, me protected. All right.
No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to my buddy here.
All right, so what's been the gig? What you been working on? What you been up to? Obviously, you see what I've been doing.
Yeah, crazy shit here, by the way. You said you just had connections down here. You kind of knew someone, and got you a job here, kind of gig going.
Yeah, friend of a friend of a friend. Got some work. I have some particular set of skills that they said they could benefit from, and got to prove myself still, so I got the shit work to do, but it's not too bad around here. Gotta lug cases of beer from time to time, restock the bar, mop the floor, but they also pay for the IDs and keep me stocked with alcohol, so I can't complain.
Hey, it doesn't sound like a bad gig, to be honest. I mean, I kind of do like park work, kind of. It's like this one park nearby here. We go around, checking around the area, make sure everything's good, all that shit. Not bad. I don't have to deal with a bunch of stupid people all the time, at least. So.
I'm sorry, park work? The fuck? What are you, Ranger Rick?
Well, hey, you get what you can get, all right? Jobs around. It's hard to get a job nowadays, man. Have you seen the economy? How things going here? Like, goddamn.
I could get you a job here if you want. You don't need to be going out picking up trash.
Nah, look, I already got my thing going here. It ain't like, besides that Charles motherfucker who works there, it ain't that bad. Like, not the worst thing in the world, but shit. I mean. That just pissed me off. The thing that pissed me off most about that guy is that he's actually strong. That's like the weirdest part, right? Like this rich dude who's strangely buff. It's like, why are you so buff, man? What?
Are you telling me you got your ass kicked by a guy named Charles who wears a suit? Because I will die laughing if that's the case.
I didn't say anything about that.
Rory is just grinning at that.
Why would you mention how strong he is unless your types have changed?
Nah, man, look. I'm just saying, it just pisses me off when you see someone like that and you're just like, man, what the fuck? Like, I don't know. Like, it feels like if you're gonna be rich, at least stick to that. Why you gotta be rich and strong? Like rich and have a nice car and all this other shit. It just kind of pisses me off. Like, some people just get real lucky and it's kind of annoying.
People can be multifaceted, Deadbeat.
And that's something you would know about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't judge a book by its cover. And he kind of checks out Rory again. People can be multifaceted, if you know what I mean.
I started laughing to this, just kind of a little laugh. I told you you'd love it. I told you you'd love it here, Rory.
Yes, I'm elated to be here right now.
So, what's this ID for? You just looking to drink, or, getting into some other trouble? What's the business here? Grifting?
Mainly just to get into clubs and all that.
They wouldn't just let you in on your looks?
No, I guess I look too young still.
Well, that's unfortunate. I like your accent, though. Where are you from?
I'm up north.
There's a lot of north. Could you be more specific?
Northwest.
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is one of those situations. Got it. You're on the run from something. Hey, I don't ask questions. I'm just here to do the job. You got the cash, I do the job. It's fine.
Yeah, look, if you see where we are here, ain't no one judging around here.
Fuck no.
I know. And she'll look around. That I'm not gonna be judged here. But I ain't gonna air my business to someone I just met.
Nah, but he's a bro, though.
Yeah.
He's your bro.
Hey, I want to be your beau, so we can make that happen.
Listen, I ain't interested in anyone right now. Especially you.
Oh, I'm wounded. I got you. I got this all this gear to make you look all nice and pretty and put you on the right path, and you're gonna wound me like that? It's fine.
No, but I
It's
can give
fine.
you a pretty tip. I've been told I'm a good tipper.
Oh, I'm a good tipper too.
But yeah, it's it. Yeah, that's kind of fucked up. Putting itself on the line here for you, doing all this work, and you just treating him so mean. It's messed up, man.
It's all good. She just needs to get to know me. It's fine.
And when you look past the raggedy hair and the shitty clothes and the grease-stained hands, there's a half-decent person in there somewhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, I know. I'm a good dude. I'm a good dude. Listen. You said you want to go to some clubs. I've been here for a couple of months. I know some good spots. Maybe we go out sometime as friends. I know some good places, some good bands play. Why don't we go as friends sometime? Yeah, we can bring Deadbeat. It doesn't even have to be weird.
Oh, I'm an afterthought? God damn. I thought it was
bro. Be cool.
So, wait, let me get this straight, Deadbeat. What I'm hearing is you do want me to go out with your friends so I can spend more time around you. Even more time than we already spent together in that crack house.
I mean, if I'm stepping on something here, I can back off. I don't need to get in the middle of game.
Oh
that's
God,
already-
no!
Is this,
Whoa!
Is this one of those arrangements? Because I don't need to.
No, man. Ain't nothing like that. Nothing. Not even a million years. Like I said, she got shit. I'm telling you. One of those being in fucking attitude.
You're the one with the attitude. I drove you here. I could have made you walk. I didn't even play my music today.
I was the one that told you of this place. You wouldn't even know anything about it. You tried to go into a bar with no ID, just straight up, and you thought you could just get past the door. What? You just try to walk straight on in.
Well, listen, that is a thing of the past. We're here to do business. I'm here to do business. I appreciate you humoring me. You're a lovely lady. Maybe we can change your opinion of me over time, but I won't pressure you any further. I'm a gentleman. So, $150.
And Rory will give him the 150 plus a generous tip.
He then turns and hands the ID. I thought about what you said about the Northwest, so I made you from Nebraska. I think that'll do you good. And your name is Allie Jacobs.
Allie Jacobs.
It'll get you through most things. But don't go committing any felonies or getting yourself on any watch lists. But it'll pass, basic stuff.
Well, thank you kindly.
The pleasure has most definitely been all mine. Now, if you don't mind, I need to talk to my buddy DB here for a minute.
All right, anywhere I can go.
Oh, yeah. If you want, you can just head on into the bar there.
All right. And Rory will go over there and have a smoke.
I'll call out before you fully go in the bar. Like, if you're feeling so generous, you should also grab me a drink.
Kiss my ass first and I'll do it.
You wish.
So, DB, gotta let you know something.
What's up?
Some information has come my way from up north. Something you might not be a big fan of.
Okay. Not liking the vibe of this so far, but let's give it a chance.
Yeah, I've been hearing some things. I like to stay connected to everything that's going on up north. just in case I ever decide to find my way back there. Someone was asking around about you. Old Flame. Well, let's just say, she might be on your tail.
Like, out of the bit lighthearted, like jovial attitude here, kind of like, you know, looking around, very loose. Now suddenly, just hearing this, my motion immediately drop. My face just drops into a frown. I become immediately tense. I go from a very kind of like friendly posture to almost like threatening as I kind of look over him for a few moments, kind of like looming over, and I just say,
I didn't say anything, bro. It wasn't me. You know me. Discretion is key. I would never sell you out like that. I don't know how she found out. I don't know where she got the info. But I heard some things, and I heard she recently got on a plane.
bro, the only two people I told of that.
I know.
Duncan.
I don't think Duncan would have ratted you out, so I don't know how else she would have found out, but I can tell you, my lips are sealed. I would never have said shit. You're here with me. Why would I put that out there? Like, you're a big dude. I know you could kick my ass. I'm not even going to front with that.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. How the fuck would she even find out? That's the thing.
Well, maybe you need to call your boy Duncan to check in with him, but she might even be here already, bro.
Fuck, man. Fuck. God damn it.
Just giving you the heads up now to, like, keep your head on a swivel, because that batshit crazy chick, she was asking, and that was all well and good, because you can dodge like the best of them, but if she's here, she's gonna come sniffing like a bloodhound.
God, he'll be fine. I'll figure out some shit. At least, I mean, thanks for the heads up. But
Absolutely, you know, you need anything, I got your back. But yeah, just wanted to give you the heads up. I just heard about it and knew you were coming to see me. I wanted to let you know as soon as I saw you.
I like look around for I look around and say, who? Anyone else know about this? Like about her?
No, fuck no, no, just you and me,
We need to make sure that stays that way, okay?
buddy. My lips are sealed. You know this.
And I'm just making sure this shit. No one needs to be knowing this shit going on here. Look, I mean, hopefully I can lay low for a little bit and she'll just fuck off after she gives up.
That's
maybe
what I'm hoping.
You could tell her like I'm somewhere else. Like if she asks you for something, just tell her I'm like somewhere like not in this state, or I went somewhere else or something like that, or at least somewhere else in the state. I mean,
hey, I'm gonna keep my head down. Hopefully, she can't even find me. But if she does, I'm gonna say you flew the coop. That you're not even here. I ain't even seen you. I didn't even know you were in town.
I'll be like, I think appreciate it, man. I give him I'll give him a handshake, just dap him up real quick, do a little shoulder bump. Just look, that's why you're one of my homies, man. One of the real G's here.
I got you, buddy. But yeah, this Rory chick seems like a cool chick. You're not gonna get yourself any trouble there, are you?
No, she's kind of a prick, to be honest. She likes country music. It's fucking disgusting. Every time I have to ride with her, she always puts it on. It's awful.
Yeah, but you don't go doing favors for just anybody. What's the deal?
I mean, one of the roommates that I'm working with, the one that I kind of talked about before, it's kind of it's a bit more complicated. I mean, at least I could live rent free where they are, but did help me out once or twice, so I figured at least return the favor.
All right. Well, you're not just a deadbeat for nothing. Don't go getting attached to anything.
Nah. If shit got too sour, I could just dip whenever I want. It's fine. They don't really mean anything to me. I know that I could just have myself covered if I think it really bad.
Well, you ever need an escape or a place to crash, you can just let me know.
I'll keep it in mind, man. Hey, appreciate, like I said, I can't say enough. Appreciate the heads up, and hopefully that fish just gets the hell out of here.
Well, that's what I'm hoping for too. I'll keep you in the loop if I find out anything.
All right, I'll give him a nod, give him a little one final handshake, goodbye, and dap up, and I'll go back or go towards Rory now, where Rory went to go collect her.
Yeah, she would have been where she was told to go.
So, Rory, you went in through a side door, down a hallway, past some bathrooms, into a bar. Now, the bar is a biker bar, for sure. By the front door, you see a very massively overweight man with a leather vest that seems like it is hanging on for dear life to his frame. Also behind the bar, you see a young man with kind of blackish, scruffy hair that is working diligently behind the bar, rushing from side to side. He also has a vest on with a patch that says Prospect, and he is just working really quickly, trying to serve drinks to the few bikers that are in the bar while also trying to restock the bar at the same time. There's a pool table off to one side, several stools lined up along the bar. A couple of the bikers give you kind of like a strange look for a moment, but then decide to just ignore you as they go back to whatever their business is and doing. After you approach the bar and sit down and light a cigarette and start smoking, the bartender comes up to you. Hey, can I get you anything?
Just a Coke and a beer. My buddy's in the shop and he'll be running.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no problem. Right on the way. He quickly ducks down behind the bar and then pops up, sets a Coke on the counter, and then pops the top and passes it to you before scooting down the bar and grabbing a bottle and popping the top on the way over before setting it down. That'll be $6.50.
And she'll give him the cash.
You new around here?
Yeah, I just moved in.
Oh, I'm Larry. Nice to meet you. And he holds out a hand to shake yours.
And I instantly just forgot the mask name. I will write that down later. But she'll use the new mask name. Pleasure.
Oh, Allie. Yeah, nice to meet you. Well, we don't get a lot of non-bikers coming in. You know somebody here?
My buddy knows someone, has the same patch you do, working out in the back.
Lucas or Damien?
I truthfully did not catch his name. He was coming off a little strong for my taste.
Yeah, that would be Damien, for sure. Lucas isn't the come-off strong type. Well, I guess it depends on what he'd be coming off about. But, yeah, Damien he's a guy, that's for sure. But he's a good dude, under all the bravado and everything. Well, yeah, I'm still working here, but, you know, if you need anything, don't be afraid to give me a holler.
Will do, thank you. And she'll let him go off to work, and she's gonna check her phone, probably send off a text message, and just wait for Deadbeat. Continue to people watch.
After a few minutes, Deadbeat comes in.
Coming in a lot more, not looking as happy as I was when you left. Kind of definitely looked a bit stressed out as I don't even sit down, I just walk up next to you and say, come on, we need to get going. Come on.
You don't want your drink?
Nah, man, there ain't any time for that right now. We gotta get going. Shit just came up and I gotta get out of here.
May I make an insight on Deadbeat to
Yeah.
see if I recognize this as behavior from my past of, like, running away? Or, like, trying not to get caught by something. Like, the way he's acting is kind of weird.
Sure, give me a wits and insight.
Should I roll anything?
Are you trying to cover up what you're feeling?
Yes.
Yeah, then give me a manipulation and subterfuge.
I got 2.
3 successes.
Yeah, you really can't determine exactly what it is what the nature of his distress is. He is definitely off, but as to why or what nature, he just wants to go.
Get in a fight with your boyfriend and she'll chug her Coke and leave a tip under the beer and get up, pocket her phone.
My boyfriend seemed like he was going to be your suitor. Seemed pretty interested. I was the one trying to help you out there. You're too insulted by it to take it.
I'm not insulted. Just not looking for anything.
No, I mean, I was trying to help you out by saying you had shit so you would get off your back, but you decided it was a little too much, a little too hurtful for you. Trust me, there's no faster way to get a dude disinterested than saying you got the crab.
She's just gonna kind of glare at him. So that would mean I'm more active than you, and start making her way out.
So as you head out to the garage, out into the gravel driveway, continue.
So what's the famous saying goes, a lock that opens to a lot of keys is not a very good lock, but a key that can open any lock is a very good key.
She's just gonna give him a look, and as she unlocks the car, I think that's the smartest thing you've ever said in front of us.
You'd be surprised. That got some idea or two floating around every now and again.
At this point, the two of you climb into the car, begin the drive home, japing and sniping at one another along the way. Your mask has been secured, but at what cost? Valuable information was found out. Somebody is on Deadbeat's trail, somebody from his past. Another new face arrives in Tampa, and this one has Deadbeat shaken to his core. The past has a way of catching up with us, but that's not the only new face in Tampa, and not the only one looking for somebody in this car. We transition now to our next scene. In our final scene of the evening, Delphine seeks out Charles, really for the first time since the boat, since the assignment. You find him at the cairn. He is working with Eliza, helping carry some supplies that she needs to the garden. Jester is also nearby. She seems to be working on the garden with Eliza. And Charles is there, just looking on, spending some time in the area. When he sees you approach, he sets down the supplies, his suit jacket off, folded over one of the seats at the nearby table. And he gestures for you to follow before walking over to the table and pulling out a chair for you before sitting in his own chair.
Delphine took a little bit more of an effort to look a bit presentable today. She doesn't necessarily have nice clothes, but she wore clean clothes at the very least, and she ran a brush through her hair, put it in a neat braid, and looked a little surprised at at having a chair pulled out for her, but says nothing and just nods gratefully as she takes a seat, tugging at the ends of her very baggy sleeves.
Delphine, you wanted to speak.
Yeah, I did. First off, thank you for meeting with me.
Of course.
when we got together for you to discuss the mission, Deadbeat brought up our rite of shame.
Yes.
I'd like to start going through steps to get rid of it.
I see. Well, you have been doing a very good job so far of heading down that path. Both of you have. I've talked with Eliza, and we've come to an agreement about what is necessary. I've submitted my recommendation to Aspen, and she agrees. In order for your rite of shame to be removed, you must redeem Deadbeat.
She balks at that. She is completely not processing what she is hearing. Deadbeat.
Yes.
I have to. You've met Deadbeat.
I know.
I mean, I give him credit where it's due, but I don't think he wants to change.
You'd be surprised. You are a theurge, Delphine. This is your job. And there is no bigger, more difficult task facing you currently than Deadbeat. If you can accomplish this, you can accomplish anything. He brought you into this. You need to bring both of you out.
This whole mess that we're in is because he kicked down some doors after I begged him not to.
I know. Now it's your responsibility to bring him back out.
I don't know how to get through to him.
Stakes says you already have been.
How?
Has he apologized?
Yeah, but I don't ever even know if he actually means when he takes an apology seriously.
Maybe try giving him some trust. Just a little. You'd be surprised what happens when you offer a little trust. You might receive some in return. A little kindness given will be given kindness in return. It won't be trusted at first. You all are in the process of earning that currently, with one another. But if you are the first one to offer it, yes, your hand might be smacked away, but then offer it again, and again, and again. Eventually, they will get tired of slapping your hand away. Eventually, they will accept it for what it is.
And if he redeems himself, does he get rid of his shame too?
Yes.
I'd ask if he can know, but if I tell him, he is going to immediately do it for pretend for selfish reasons.
Of course.
Because he doesn't want to have it either.
Of course. His road has already started. He is walking it, albeit slowly. I could remove the braid. I could take away the stink. But the shame is still there.
Yeah, we were told as much already.
Because this isn't just a shame amongst the nation. This is a shame you carry on yourselves. You know what you did was wrong, even if it was for the right reasons. And I know the reasons. I was told.
I thought I wanted to warn people.
I know.
I thought all of this could have been a new me. And I got burnt.
This is the new you. Right now. Here. And you're doing it. You are doing it so well. I see it. Eliza sees it. Stakes sees it. The others need to see it.
The others have a place to fall back to. For me, for Deadbeat, this is our only option. We can't, even if we got the shame removed, we can't go back. We were exiled. They won't welcome us back. They'll welcome Ray. They'll welcome Rory. They'll welcome Juniper. They have options. We're the bigger rejects out of hell. Me and Deadbeat. The drug addict and the deadbeat.
No, they don't.
What do you mean they don't?
They sent you here to spy on us. They sent you here as sacrificial lambs. All of you.
They were only going to send me and Deadbeat. Stakes is the one that convinced them to send all of us. Red didn't want to lose Stakes. Didn't want to lose his little protege, Ray.
Oh, certainly. But who's the most enthusiastic to be here besides you?
Well, Juniper was just going to go wherever Stakes went. She didn't want to leave Michigan to begin with. Deadbeat just goes with the flow. He likes it here. But I think he'd like being anywhere that served alcohol, honestly.
Do you really
Ray seems to be trying to make it work.
Do you really think if you go back, if any of them go back, there's a place to go back to? What did they teach you? Did they prepare you at all? Why would they have sent you here as unprepared as you were?
To punish you? Because they hate the nation. And from what I hear, you've been with the nation since you were born.
That's correct. And it's perfectly fine to punish me, but they could have done that by sending no one.
Sending no one would have been slower.
Sending no one would have left me with nothing. No reinforcements, short-handed. That's what every other sept has done. They sent you. All of you. You're right, Stakes had good reasons. She cares a great deal about all of you.
To a fault.
Possibly, yes.
I didn't understand it either. I mean, this is Florida, too. So, you hear things on the news about this place, but I didn't get it. I didn't understand it either. It didn't make sense to me why they would send us here. At the time, I was just going with the flow on what Stakes said because I listened to Stakes. She didn't treat me like shit up there. She just told me to go along with it. But the more your uncle talked, the more suspicious I got. The politician-esque smile on his face when I asked him what he was told about us, and the little subtle twitch of his eye, realizing he got caught. He got stuck with something that he knew nothing about. Yeah, you're right. We were sent to fuck with you.
But I don't view it that way. If this were the nation that they believe us to be, you would all be dead.
I barely know anything about that nation, too.
I can tell you, I lived in it my whole life. That first day, all of you would have died. But you didn't.
So how are we don't know anything about the old nation. We don't know anything about this new, we're only starting to learn about this new nation. How are we supposed to know that you guys are going to be any different?
You have to trust us when we tell you. Afford us the trust you want us to give you. Or you can continue to be paranoid and distrusting, and it'll get you killed. It'll cause you to run off to an apartment complex. Alone. To almost be bludgeoned to death. Or to get in league with leeches. Luckily, the one that you visit is one under our thumb.
She looks very confused at this. I don't visit a leech.
The potato.
He's not a leech.
Yes, he is.
I've been out, I've seen him out in the day.
They can do that, some of them.
Does he know about us?
Yes.
She's pausing now and she's just leaning back. How much do you know about us, Charles?
I don't go into anything blind, other than combat. And that's by choice.
So how much have you dug up on us?
Your name is Brianna Duncan. You're from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan. Your parents died recently. I have reason to believe it was murder. Rory, Aurora Woods from Skagway, Alaska. She was incarcerated for assault and theft. I could tell you about her parents, but they're not very interesting. Tour guides mostly. Juniper. She's a little bit harder to find information on, mostly due to the homesteading ways of her family. They don't keep a paper trail. But I can tell you her family is rooted in Manistee, Michigan history. Should I go on?
My dad used to do shit like this.
Your dad worked for Pentex. So he had to.
Is that why you think they killed him? Because the potato seems to think the same fucking thing.
Could be. I don't think they know about you. If that's what you're asking.
The potato or my parents?
Oh, I believe the potato knows about you. But I don't think whoever killed your parents, whether it's the organization or otherwise, knows about you. Or knows the connection. But the company they worked for was a front, owned by Pentex. Now, whether they knew or not, I cannot say for sure.
And now we never will.
Unfortunately, no. And I do mean when I say you have my condolences. Whether you were on good terms with them or not, and obviously not. Losing a parent is difficult, I know. I never knew mine, but I lost them.
We weren't close. And she, like, as she's saying that, she just, it's like she's masking. I don't. I don't know. Anything about what's going on right now. Not to apparently the extent you do. Clearly. I want to try to make this work.
I know you do, and that's why I'm telling you. If you ask questions, I will answer them. And I will answer them honestly. And if I can't answer them, I will tell you that. And you have to trust there's a reason why. And it's a good reason.
Charles, I didn't even tell them when you were in the Umbra. I could have, and I didn't.
I know.
I know how this game works.
And that's why I'm affording you this trust in return. You offered me trust. I am responding in kind. And it's not a game.
It is when certain people play it.
I'm not those people.
I will trust that you're right on that.
Please do. It will keep you alive.
Fine. I will try my best. I'll try my best to help Deadbeat.
I know. And if you can't, we will find another way. But I ask that you try.
Very well. Don't tell any of them, please, about me, about my parents.
I won't. They haven't afforded me that trust. I will say this. As you are the guide of this pack, couple more pieces of information you should know.
She holds her head up and tilts it, and then tilts it slightly, as if waiting for him.
Deadbeat's brother is alive. But we're not sure where he is.
I didn't even know you had a brother. It's probably part of the problem with us. All of us.
That is a very sore spot for him. So don't bring it up. Let him come to you.
What's the other thing? You said a couple.
Ray can't fix him.
Who is him?
Let him tell you.
The vampire, visiting the leeches, that was obviously me, who was sneaking into an apartment complex.
Who has nothing to lose?
Explains why she got bitchy last night. All right.
She didn't do anything wrong.
Well, you drilled the litany into us enough to know that's not true, but
She didn't do anything wrong that night. Foolish as it may have been.
I do appreciate this. If I could ask one more thing, I know that our training has been mostly physical with just a little bit of knowledge of like the litany and all that stuff, but I would prefer some more academic learning. If you want me to stop being paranoid, I need to know exactly what the old nation is like so I can make sure that this doesn't turn into that.
I'll teach you. I will teach you from a academic point of view. Eliza would have to teach you more from a spiritual point of view.
We've already been doing that, so again, thank you for that.
You carry a heavy burden. Share it with others and it gets lighter. They will share as well when they see that you are sharing.
Do my best. This is a big job, just to let you know.
You're telling me. He gives a small, very small smile.
Damn, Ralph Lauren. Got a little something there.
Tell anyone and I'll deny it.
Who am I going to tell, Charles, that would believe me?
It's your day off. Go home and rest.
She nods as she gets up. Again, I do appreciate this.
I know.
And she'll start making her way. She will stop to see if there's anything that Eliza or them need from town for the next time she comes back into the Cairn.
Eliza gives you a list and some cash.
She'll make sure that it to get it done and bring it by tomorrow.
As you return to the car, your phone dings. You have a voicemail.
She'll put it on the dash and play it as she starts heading to the highway.
Miss Duncan, my name is Jeffrey Klein. I represent your parents' estate. I was hoping to get in touch with you to talk about the will and what has been left to you. If you could get back to me as soon as possible, I would appreciate it. You can reach me at Ballard, Anderson, and Bateman. I represent your parents' estate, and my name is Jeffrey Klein. My phone number is 727-555-6457. I look forward to hearing from you.
She'll save the voicemail and start making the drive all the way back home.
And this is where our story comes to a close this evening. but not without one last scene. Our scene begins inside of a storage unit at Greer's Storage. It's late at night. Inside of this storage unit, a makeshift lab has started to be erected. Pieces of the lab have been brought together, equipment has started to be assembled. On the table of the lab is a box. Inside the box is a hand. The hand lays still. Then the fingers start to twitch and move. And the fungus at the nub of the removed hand starts to grow, expanding further outward. This is where our story comes to a close. Thank you to these amazing players. Thank you to our guest, Rory, for joining us this evening. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, go follow St. Pete by Night on all of the social media listed in the description down below. And if you want to join our community, you can follow that Discord link in the description as well. This next week on Tuesday, we have Rage Across Tampa over on Twitch at 10 p.m. And you can join us for another episode of Hounds on YouTube on Friday at 7 p.m. For these amazing players, I'm Kent. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Have a lovely evening, everyone.
This has been a St. Petersburg by Night production. Hounds is produced in arrangement with the World of Darkness and Dark Pack. The storyteller for Hounds is Kent. Tonight's characters were voiced by Jay, Lilith, Ben, Nikki, and Caity. Theme song Rage Across Tampa lyrics by Preston and Kent. Visit our website at stpetbynight.com for more information about all of our productions and how you can become part of our community. Thank you for listening. Until next time, fangs, stakes, and claws out.